Welcome back to Love of Pages, the virtual book club by Geek Elite Media, where three friends force each other to read books that we wouldn't otherwise, and share in our favorite cocktails or mocktails as appropriate.
So that was a good version of that. To peek under the hood. This is the first time we tried that one. That worked great. That was good.
I like it. That was great.
So I'm Elizabeth, and I'm joined with Jessica.
Hello.
And Stephen.
That's me.
And we are reading Jessica's pick that I have been trying to force her to watch. Read.
Watch it. It's a very watchable book, though.
Honestly, I have thought at multiple occasions throughout listening to this book that I can see this being something that gets made in just like later, much later after a president is gone.
Way later.
Yeah.
I mean, this feels like a long-running SNL sketch.
Yes.
Very much.
That's what it feels like.
Very much does.
And to be fair, Mitch and I have gone back to exchanging movies, which is why I say forced each other to watch. But we are reading Hope Never Dies, an Obama-Biden mystery.
Those president boys are back at it again.
So last week, you'll have to forgive us, dear listeners. We said that it was going up after the inauguration, but Stephen's very adept thought process was like, no. We got to put this out beforehand, which was very fortuitous because when he decided to put it out, we were not yet aware of the impeachment.
Yeah, it changed a lot of things.
The aftermath. We like to pretend like we had some input for the universe in that, but...
Oh, no. We absolutely did. Our ear to the house's mouth. Or our house's mouth. Our ear to their mouth. Our mouth to their ear.
Oh, God.
But, intentional.
Yeah, no. We did it. You're welcome, America.
So, in honor of the podcast this week, going up the week of the inauguration of Joe Biden as the 46th president, and Joe Biden being a staunch non-drinker.
Yes.
We decided to all partake in the mocktail of the evening. So I am drinking because I can't read Jessica's text messages all the time. I'm drinking orange milk, which is referenced in this section of the book. I, however, flavored mine with honey and some nutmeg. I even went, Jessica, you will appreciate this, I went full Alton Brown and I grated my own nutmeg.
How did it turn out?
Well.
Oh, she's making the worst face right now. She hates it. She hates
actually, it's really good. Really, I'm kind of surprised the difference in flavor that nutmeg has.
That's it. Never going back. That's what it says. You buy whole nutmeg and grate it the rest of your life now.
Okay. Like sometimes you watch this stuff and you're like, yeah, but
whatever,
really,
dude.
Like,
who has time?
He wasn't wrong.
I don't think Alton Brown's ever been wrong.
No, but sometimes he's excessive.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I did his ice cream recipe once, and that was excessive and way too rich and gave me a stomach ache. I mean, it tasted amazing, but like it was too much.
Yeah. Like, the reverse seared steak, which I have done, takes an hour to cook a steak. And while it's good, it's not that much better than just grilling a steak.
What is a reverse seared steak? Like you sear the inside but not the outside? Like what is
you roast it first and then sear it?
You roast it first like you would a beef tenderloin or a standing rib roast. So you roast it on low to get the internal temperatures up, and then you sear it on the outside.
Interesting. I can see the benefits to this. I don't know if it's a thing that I would put all my work into. Like sous vide people, they're crazy.
Right. Like, yeah, no, like I've done it and it was delicious. No doubt about it. It was not worth the effort to me. I was like, I don't have this kind of time.
No, it's too much work. I think for Jess, what did you have for your drink?
I made iced tea because iced tea is one of Obama's favorites, and I cannot stand the texture of warmed milk. So, but I actually made this with I can't remember. It's like Empire of Teas or something. But they did a Mandalorian one with Dune's character on it. It's like a very floral, fruity tea. I can't remember. I meant to bring it out here so I could. But yeah, I made that. I added some sugar, and then I added a whole juice of lemon too, and put it in a pitcher because I'm gonna be drinking this all weekend. So.
I just have hot cinnamon sunset tea from Harney and Sons. That's my favorite of all time. It's just spicy.
There you go.
And then I make it and then let it steep forever.
Yeah, I let mine steep for a long time too.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense with iced tea, but with hot tea, you continue to let it seep.
I don't ever take the bag out when I make hot tea.
Not even a little bit. Yeah, I let it sit there forever. Like it just gets extra spicy. And then if I can forget about this tea until it's cold and then remember to drink it, all the better.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, no, same. I like it super strong and bitter. Super duper.
I'm going to say, yeah, because teas, particularly hot teas, the longer you steep them, the more bitter they get.
Yeah, I also drink black coffee though. Like I like
that shit.
I like black coffee. I enjoy black coffee, but I don't tend to get very bitter beans. Like I tend to go with a roast less bitter.
An
less
Arabica.
bitter. It's supposedly my like for bitter is supposed to make me a sociopath. So, but I don't know how I can be that and also a Hufflepuff at the same time. There we go.
Well, a sociopath very well might take their quiz in such a way as to distract from their possibilities.
Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. It sounds like you're trying to set up an alibi here. I don't like it.
How could I be a serial killer when I'm in the house of Hufflepuff? I'm sorry.
You raise a good point here, Elizabeth. I don't like it. I don't like that she set it up now. And now she's laughing a little too hard about it. So I wonder.
It's okay, Jessica. I'll help you hold the bottom.
Thank you. This is why I'm friends with lawyers.
Yeah. So, and speaking of our likes and dislikes for beverages, so I actually cannot stand iced tea.
Interesting. Huh. Wait,
I always forget that.
I want to do a poll of this one. So, if you like warm tea or warm milk or iced tea, just say something in the comments. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you don't like any of those things, we'll assume that you are also a Hufflepuff sociopath, and you just don't want to have any more of your personality things on display for us to judge by.
Oh, God.
Which is reasonable. But so with our mocktails in hand, shall we dive into the investigative adventures of Joseph R. Biden and Barack
Obama Biden.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So when we last left them, they were in the hotel room that Finn was living in. And they had found a piece of carpet cut out and a pink stain.
Suspicious.
So, Joe, being the ever dutiful civil servant, we pick back up with him calling and leaving a voicemail for Esposito regarding, hey, call me back. I have things for you that you're going to be really upset about.
You're going to be upset, and you probably already know this, but did you see the pink stain? The mystery of the pink stain.
So, from there, they're still standing around trying to decide what on earth to do next. standing in this hotel room or in this hotel parking lot. And then Biden makes the leap of Finn's car should probably still be here.
Yep. And through fun time of deduction, he figures out exactly which car it is. Because and it's the one with the Biden sticker.
Yeah. Well, because the what was it? His daughter had told him.
So he deduced the riding with Biden was Finn's. I personally liked the deduction that, well, he lives in a primarily minority neighborhood, so he's not going to have the Confederate flags on the back of his car.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that one.
And probably is not bothering with the Virginia license plate, so we can skip that one.
I do like the one thing, I forget who it was that was like, well, I mean, people who are leading double lives, they might have a whole separate car.
And Biden's just like, no.
That's a lot of energy.
Yeah, that's too much.
So they find the car, and then Obama is like, oh yeah, look, here it was Jimmy to unlocked. And Biden's like,
how do you know?
It was Jimmy.
Obama's like, dude, really?
Like Obama's whole thing is just like, we had different upbringings, Joe.
Yeah.
I know, that was it. Like,
we did not live in the same world. It's fine. So they start going through Finn's car, and all that they really come up with is the fact that he goes to a place called Waffle Depot basically every day. And at the very least, he was there the day before the day of the accident.
Mm-hmm. And his server was Tina. So they decide that, we got nothing better to do. And we could use some food. Let's go to Waffle Depot. So they traipse on down to Waffle Depot in Biden's car, sports car. Yep.
And while there, they start to talk up Tina, who asks if they're cops.
Naturally.
Because they look like cops, and she doesn't recognize them at all.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm really caught up on you saying talking up Tina. It just sounds like some weird kid's doll from like the 80s that talks or something. And it would be like, talk up Tina. Like, I'm really stuck on this idea.
Go back in time, Stephen. Invent it. Put it on the market. You'll make millions.
There you go. Talking Tina.
In any case, they do deduce that, or discover that he carried a duffel bag with him. And he had it the day before the accident, but that he did not come into Waffle Depot the day of the accident. Mm-hmm. So he skipped his breakfast, which is the most important meal of the day. So it's concerning.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Waffle Depot, they probably no place calls themselves Waffle Depot if they're going to be expensive. So he probably missed out on $1.99's worth of waffles, which is probably a solid 18 waffles there.
Probably.
Yeah. True.
And I personally so the attention to detail in terms of what they ate at this meal.
Oh gosh.
Was spectacular. So Obama and Steve order grilled chicken with seasonal vegetables, and Biden goes, nah, we're at a place called Waffle Depot. I'm gonna have the hash browns that are smothered. Thanks.
And everything.
I was confused about why the other guy was dying. I think he's got a condition. He got super he
okay.
was breaking down.
I did not get that bad, but after being on a diet for so long, and then I went to a diner and I got my typical before diet diner food, I thought I was gonna die. It was a lot on my body, but I didn't throw up or anything. I just really bad stomach ache. But I get that if you cut out all that bad stuff for so long, but he only had a few bites, but
it wasn't even that one. He was bad before.
He cleared half the plate.
Well, he said that he was looking at it like he was like starving or something, and so Joe was basically like, "Here, go ahead and take it, bro. Like you look hungry," and like the guy was like dying before he ate these potatoes that he then died after eating. Like neither end of that situation was good for that man.
No. But so one of the things that can occur in those who are trying to particularly get to exceptionally low body fat, they end up on such restrictive diets and eat so few calories that they do end up essentially starving themselves to a certain extent.
That's not good.
Because that's not to say having low body fat percentage is a bad thing, but having too low can be problematic. And that's why bodybuilders who are getting ready to perform, they completely cut out all fat because they need to get down to to about 1% or less. But then right before actually going on for show, they will eat a large bag of potato chips so that the grease will actually make their veins pop out. Yeah,
and you like more salt and everything, you'll retain more water because they'll cut weight by cutting out water also.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, yes, he probably was not doing so well beforehand, and then he shocked his system after he probably had not had something like those cheesy hash browns in several years.
Yeah.
Several years. So, yes, I kind of figured that we were going to end up in the situation we ended up with, which was Steve upchucking all of the hash browns he ate. At which point Biden and Obama decide that they're gonna go rogue, and they're like two teenage boys who are just giddy with excitement. Like, we're gonna go on an adventure. We're gonna sneak out after dark. We're not gonna let Dad know, and we're just gonna go do whatever we want.
You tell your mom that I'm at your house, and I'll tell my mom that you're at my house.
100%. We'll stay at a hotel.
I will stay at a hotel.
Yep. So they decide to leave Steve and Biden's car at the Waffle Depot and take a taxi back to the hotel that Finn stayed at, which didn't have any vacancies when they arrived, but within the hour had a vacancy, which I'm also like, they didn't clean that room.
Yeah, no, there was no turnover whatsoever.
No.
Cleaning that room, and that's I can't.
No, never in my life.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Anyway,
I do like the idea of them sharing like whatever like I guess probably a queen size bed or something was going to be in there.
It was definitely only a double. Like, it
was only a double.
Only a double.
It was so adorable, but it also threw me off so much because I was like, am I supposed to ship them now? Because Biden would be like, I looked at him for too long, or like.
And he has commented on Barack's body several times.
I was like, a lot. And I'm like, oh my God, like, where is this going? Please stop.
There's some fan fiction on the internet if you want that.
Oh, no, I do not want that fan fiction. Nope. Nope.
Is that their celebrity couple name would be Joe Obama?
Oh, that does flow very nice.
Can't that be a celebrity friendship name? Can't we do that?
Relationships are all kinds of things. They put the ship in friendship.
Yeah.
So they spend the night at the hotel, and Obama gets up early enough that he walks across the street to have their clothes dry cleaned and pressed.
Perfectly fine with staying in that hotel, but like, I'm gonna get my stuff dry cleaned.
I have to get dry cleaned.
Like, okay.
At which point Biden so they get ready to step outside the door, and who should be there but Steve. So they got absolutely nothing done without Steve.
Yeah, they're just like, cheese it! And they just both run. No, that would have been great, though.
Would have been hilarious. Although we do get into that whole can Steve outrun Obama question later on.
Yeah.
I particularly appreciate because I was like, if I had Secret Service detail, like that's definitely the kind of conversation I would have with them. Like, what are you gonna do if I just tried to run away? Like,
we're gonna chase.
Like, I feel like that's a bad look. I feel like that's a really bad look.
No, never mind. I was gonna make a joke about the whole bathroom thing that we found out today about Ivanka and Jared not letting the Secret Service use their bathroom.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna make a joke about that. Never mind.
But yeah, so once they ran into Steve outside their door, they decide they need to come up with what they're gonna do for the day. And Biden says, first things first, I need breakfast. You need to feed me. So they head for McDonald's.
Classic.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Biden gets a phone call from the mayor, which it took me a second to remember that the mayor was the mayor from the train station. Because I'm like,
it wasn't better with the audiobook either, because they do the entire narration for the thing in this really bad Joe Biden voice the whole time. So it was just like, and then the mayor called me, and then the mayor starts talking, and he's still talking in Joe Biden's voice. I have no positive things to say about this audiobook.
So Stephen does not recommend the audiobook.
No.
And we might be torturing him with this particular read. That's okay.
So sorry.
He'll be fine. Next, I'm going to make you read Pillars of the Earth.
Like, honestly, I got everything out already. You guys choosing this one and me having this audiobook is totally okay revenge for the book that will now get posted after this one in the Forever War. That's okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so confused. Anyway, so the mayor decides to fill Joe in a little bit more about the poker games and the fact that Finn had a little too much cash on him, and that he stopped coming to the poker games because the mayor's pretty sure he knew that they all knew he was up to something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the piece of information that Biden gleans that is his next clue doesn't really register till he gets off the phone, and that it's Alvin Harrison was Finn's engineer. So not only were they coworkers, but they were the closest coworkers. That would be like your partner.
Yeah,
your
pretty
business
much.
partner dying by your hand.
I still feel like there's something more there. Like I said at the end of the last one, I'm very curious to see how this nets out.
Me too. Very much. So from there, Biden and Obama and Steve decide they need to go to Alvin's house. Really, Biden decides it, and Obama's like, okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Steve's like, I have to go where Obama goes.
That's a good impression of the person who reads this book in the audiobook.
Thank you. So, before they get to leave to head to Alvin's house, Esposito shows up on the block, blocking them with the whoop whoop. And she is royally pissed. And Honest Joe does a not honest thing and tells her they're going golfing.
Yeah. We're going golfing.
And
Obama's like, yeah. I also really liked how Obama was like, what is up with her? And Joe's like, she's a Republican. Like, aw.
When the lady walks up, she's like, so you guys really are best friends, huh? And like in that moment, like I feel like at every turn they keep having Joe Biden get like have someone like shove this thing in his face, and he's like, used to be.
Used to be.
He doesn't want to be my friend anymore.
Yeah, he's go hanging out with George Clooney.
But Esposito basically crushes their new information, being like, yeah, we already looked in both of those places. We found the exact same things you both did. You want to know why we haven't impounded anything or why we haven't cordoned anything off? Because we didn't find anything. And I felt very much like it was definitely like the school teacher scolding the school child. Like, don't try to outplay the teacher. Like,
Please. You don't know what you're doing. Yes, we know. It was suspicious. Yes, it was cleaned with bleach. They clean with bleach normally. There's no way. It's hearsay. I guess hearsay. Is it hearsay? Not technically hearsay. It's just
not hearsay.
Circumstantial.
That one.
Circumstantial. There you go.
No, it is not hearsay. Hearsay is an out-of-court statement used to prove the truth of the matter stated.
Okay.
For anyone who doesn't know this one, actually, Elizabeth is in the legal field.
Yes.
And I do not give any legal advice on this podcast.
Yeah, no, take everything here with a grain of salt and just forget you heard it.
There you go. That's best. That's best. Okay. So Biden then accuses Biden of withholding from Esposito and so on and so forth. But they eventually get to Alvin's.
Alvin's. What a good idea. Who saw this coming, by the way?
I mean, I didn't see it playing out this way. I thought it would be much more dramatic. But in any case, they arrive at Alvin's. Biden convinces Stephen Obama to stay put because
I got this.
he's more likely to open up to, Amtrak Joe than he is Obama and the Secret Service after he's been raked over the coals by every other federal agency known to man.
Yeah.
And he goes up and Alvin's dead.
Yeah.
Surprise.
I actually anticipated Alvin still being alive, but being shot while Biden was there.
That is fairly more dramatic. Now, I anticipated just a dead body. As soon as they decided, we're going up to Alvin, and as soon as Biden said, I'm going to go in by myself, and I'm like, you're going to find a dead body.
Yeah. Because there have been some very clear times where it's like, okay, now we have to get rid of Steve so that Joe and Barack can go do something, and he wouldn't stop them. Like, the things that happen, like, it's a clear setup for the next scene.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So he gets back, and I do like that Obama actually provides more of the comedic humor in this book than Biden does, because in real life, it's the other way around typically.
Yeah.
But so Obama's playing hoops with a group of kids. He's playing horse, and Steve is just standing in the corner scowling.
Like,
because heaven forbid the president play basketball with kids.
Yeah.
I don't know where the security risk is there, but sure thing.
I think it said afterwards, like, he's like, they're gonna know, those kids are gonna go tell their parents they played basketball with you. Like, any cop should be able to put two and two together that, oh, they were here at that scene. That's the only reason. I don't think any kid's gonna go and like knife Obama or anything while they're shooting hoops.
Yeah. So they ended up going to a gas station so that Biden could use a payphone to call the sheriff's department and be like, hey, there's a dead body.
Who is this?
Deal with it. Joe Tingle.
Yeah,
Joe Tingle.
I didn't like the tingle part. Why did he say tingle? Is it a reference I'm missing?
No, I think it's just weird enough.
No, that's fair. Yeah, like a person who's not practiced at lying or anything, trying to come up with a fake name. It was bad. I did not like it.
He definitely clearly was just going to say Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well,
Tingle.
Because I now have to tinkle. Because I'm so nervous. So as soon as he gets done with that, he gets a call from Grace, Donnelly's daughter, or Finn's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
The DEA is at her house. Or at the family home.
Or at the family, at the family home. Going through everything, yeah.
Come help.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes. And he starts by kind of just telling her not everything, but some of the things. And disclosing that, he had a
map,
potential drug problem. He had a map. He had some heroin.
He didn't say the drug thing.
No.
Yeah, he did. He said there was heroin in his pocket.
Because I thought the cop forced him into saying that.
The private investigator.
Yeah, that lady.
Yeah, the private investigator.
She forced his hand into saying the drug part.
Yeah, after she kicked his butt.
I thought you were frozen for a second.
In as plain terms as I could, I explained to her what the police had found in her father's pocket, which to me would be the drugs.
I thought it was about the map thing, because there was so much, there was a whole thing that she made him reveal. If not the drug part, what would it be?
The fact that he thought there was foul play, that he had been at the hotel.
Okay.
You got me here.
So
I mean, to be fair, she had to have known that though, because he told Grace earlier, I'm gonna find out what happened.
Yeah. But in any case, he doesn't tell her everything. And he presumes that the cops would have already told her what they had found.
Mm-hmm.
And they hadn't, because Secret Service had said, keep it hush hush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and just about then he gets ready to leave. And who should come walking up but the hotel room blonde?
Yeah. Which he had the writer had Biden be like, she had a great figure, but that wasn't the only thing I noticed. And I was just like, stop it, Joe. No.
Now we're encroaching into the creepy territory.
Tingle,
please stop.
His last name is Tingle. Apparently, he's looking at ladies. I don't like it.
And so Biden decides he's going to defend Grace with a sandal.
Not a good choice.
So he goes,
as one does.
He stands behind the door with the sandal at the ready. Grace opens the door, and then whatever the woman says to her, she decides to let her in. And when she goes to close the door,
Biden goes, and
Biden sets the shoe up, and the woman starts beating him with her stiletto.
I mean, she does. She tosses her jacket at him, blinds him, and then beats him with a stiletto. Because I'm like, yes, it's exactly what you should do if somebody comes at you. Just
would it change anything if the person that was coming at you, so mysteriously, was Joe Biden? If I saw this happen, I'd be like, what? No, stop. Go home. You're drunk. I don't feel threatened by Joe Biden physically. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know if she got the look. Yeah, I don't know if she got that it was Joe Biden. She probably just saw a man approaching with weapon. Just
that's fair.
I wasn't really clear that he was approaching. I got more of the look like he was startled.
Yeah.
I was gonna hit you with this, but now I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I feel this was also a massive error on the part of Finn's daughter. All she had to do was say okay, I'm gonna let you in. Just want to let you know real quick. There's a Joe Biden behind the door. Joe, come on out, and then I will open the door the rest of the way. That's all that had to happen, and then Joe wouldn't have gotten accosted with the heel.
Which it really hurt, and they kind of sort of wiped out. They didn't even really go oh, and then he got hit with a heel. They're that really hurts.
Yeah, no. Well, to be fair to Grace, she's only 19.
Oh yeah,
because she's in college.
I feel as a kid, like I had more mental wherewithal for any situation like that.
Yeah. No, I just feel like it was just in there just for comical. Joe Biden's
Yeah.
getting beat up by this woman.
Yep.
That's why it's in there.
We discovered that the woman's name is Abby Todd, corporate risk investigator, Delmar Investigations, medical claims, property claims, life insurance claims.
Dun, 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 dun. Give her a show.
Oh, yeah. Great.
Then we can answer the question on how she goes to the bathroom with her long hair.
In the whole thing for a Trigun in that anime is like two of the main characters are people who are going around trying to like stop the big like massive killer guy from doing what he does because they're running up the bill for their insurance company.
Yes, it's one of the best anime plots ever. Is that the two characters are insurance agents trying to be like, no, can you stop? Because we can't afford this anymore.
It's a great series.
Yes.
The things you two watch. But in any case, through conversation, Abby basically forces Biden to tell Grace everything.
Mm-hmm.
At which point, Grace is furious because he didn't tell her any of this to begin with about his theories.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, when would I have? I literally, last I saw you was me telling you yesterday, I'm gonna find out what happened. So how am I going to?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and then Biden and Abby exchange some information. And Abby makes the statement that her investigation's still ongoing. Like, it's clear that she doesn't buy what the police are buying.
Mm-hmm.
She thinks there's something else going on. So at that point, Biden gets asked by Grace to leave. So he does. He walks himself out and back to the Escalade where he had left Obama and Steve. And the car is there. They are not. So Biden's like, oh, it's a really seedy neighborhood. Like, you can't just be leaving it. Like, and there are 3 kids sitting on the stoop, kind of like watching him, like, what on earth are you doing? And then Steve and Obama come walking up with food.
Mm-hmm.
They went down to get some different food. And
I like the kids are like, hey, this guy was trying to steal your car.
Yeah.
And Mom's like, thanks, kids. It's all right. I know him. And then he hands them money. And it's like, Obama knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like,
Best way to do that.
That is the best right here. Watch my car.
Now imagine if like you were a president that was on a bill and you got to give someone a bill that had your face on it in that situation. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
That'd be so fun.
So they get into the car, and the thing that they got Joe, what was it? Chicken strips?
It was something like that. I forget.
It was something that required barbecue sauce for Biden.
Yeah.
He needed barbecue sauce. So they now have to go patrolling around for a gas station so Biden can get barbecue sauce for his chicken nuggets.
Because they wanted him to just dip it in ketchup.
Which is vile, to be clear. But the thing that he does with the barbecue sauce is also terrible as well.
Like, such a waste.
Yeah.
You do not need a coffee cup's worth of barbecue sauce.
No, he did not.
It was a very real written moment, though. It's quite possibly the most natural dialogue in the entire book so far, where the lady at the counter is like, "Is that coffee?" Because he gets a whole coffee cup full of this barbecue sauce, and he's like, "Oh no, it's barbecue sauce," and she's like, "Okay, but I gotta charge you like it's a coffee."
Okay, well, I'm charging.
He's like, here, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Obama starts going into a rant about climate change because although Obama was just going to walk out, Biden's like, no. In
Small
Delaware,
talk.
we small talk.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a hot one today.
yeah. And then Obama was like, ooh, climate change. pounds.
Yeah.
The poor cashier's like, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go hang out with Steve.
Now I guess this is a little interesting. So Biden leaves to go hang out with Steve while Steve pumps gas, has a small heart attack regarding the price to fill up the SUV.
Well, it didn't fill it up though, because you find out later it's only 3/4 of the tank. You're like, ooh.
And at that point, a biker pulls up on a Harley, and Biden gets a funny feeling.
Mm-hmm. He tingled.
He tingles. He tingles all over.
His Biden senses were tingling.
Let's put sunglasses on. Let's go.
So he and Steve have probably their first like real exchange where they're like on the same page and on the same like wavelength of something's not right, something's fishy, and then they discover it's a member of a biker gang, an outlaw gang.
And he has the same, his emblem on the back of his jacket is the same as the tattoo that the Finn? I can't remember. The minister guy that was checking in on the dead guy's wife had on his arm.
The minister who wasn't a minister.
The minister who was a minister.
Which was a great exchange also earlier in the book.
Yeah.
He was a minister, but he wasn't a minister.
So at which point Steve's senses are tingling and he's like, get around to the back. We're getting Obama out the back door. And so Biden like whips the SUV out and has no control whatsoever, but manages to stop right in front of Obama and Steve so they can dive into the back seat. And then he takes off to chase the motorcycle guy because he's not going to let him get away. And they go on this elaborate high-speed chase because they both top out at the same speed, which I'm like, that does not work.
Yeah.
Which also during this high-speed chase, we get a wonderful conversation about how things have changed and how you hold your steering wheel.
Yeah. It's a fair point. Like it's not 10 and 2 anymore.
This is where I'm like, I feel like, no, you can watch this book because that was definitely something that I could see just like vroom, 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 and Obama just peeking his head up and you're like, it's supposed to be 10 and 10 now.
Yeah.
It's 9 and 3.
It's 9 and 3. Oh, it's 9 and 3. Yeah. So
I imagine it being like kind of like a psych situation. Like Gus is driving and like Sean's in the back like, no, you're not supposed to hold your hands like that. And he's like, Sean, I'm doing something here.
Yep. But so then, as always is the case in America, the thing to ruin the high-speed chase is a cow in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
So Biden swerves and slams on the brake and goes down a ditch, back out the other side, through a barbed wire fence, into a field, bouncing along until he comes to a stop, and then he blacks out.
At what point did we find out that this was actually Michelle's car?
Just before this.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I don't know, a couple chapters for it. She's not gonna be happy.
A couple hours ago.
Yeah.
So he came to, and Steve is babbling gibberish and bleeding.
Yeah, he wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
Biden's got a huge knot on his head from hitting the steering wheel. And Obama's fine.
It's Obama.
Like, for all intents and purposes, he's okay.
Yep.
So they make the determination to drive Steve to a hospital. And in Steve's babbling, we learn the name of the biker gang, the Marauders.
The Marauders.
So after they drop Steve off, Biden does the thing he's been hesitant to do since the beginning, and he calls Detective Dan Caparati, his friend, who is also royally pissed at him.
Yeah.
Really, really mad.
It's his fault.
Yeah. He blames Biden for the reason that he is on a week's leave a week's duty as traffic cop.
Yep.
And for Grace calling furious at the police for not telling her everything because Secret Service had told them to keep it quiet. And he's not inclined to assist Biden and Obama in learning anything about the Marauders because he thinks it's a stupid idea for them to go deal with this.
Yeah.
Because they're going to slice them into ribbons.
Yeah.
Which is a
I
pretty
did also like the whole Biden trying to guilt trip him, being like, well, if you guys know that there's this bike gang, why are they still there? And the cop's just like,
Like, bro, we got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, like there's a lot going on. I don't know if you've noticed, but like Delaware's the murder capital. So like got a few things to handle. So despite all of that, Dan agrees to look into it and kind of ask around discreetly.
Mhm.
Biden forgets to thank him. We'll deal with that later, I'm sure. And Obama and Biden decide to go back to Waffle Depot to exchange vehicles. And then they decide that they're going to... They have the existential crisis moment that occurs, I feel like, in all of these types of books and movies in the buddy cop, where Obama goes like, should we really keep doing this?
Mhm.
Like, when's enough? Like, the body count keeps getting higher, and this is getting ridiculous. Like, at some point, we have to knock it off.
Yep.
So Biden uses Obama's words against him from the 2012 election cycle.
The birth of the catchphrase.
Yeah,
Yep.
or the 28. And yes, our section tonight ends with "Yes, we can."
yes, we can.
What is it? It's the full quote, the last part, the opposite of. Oh, goodness, I forget it already. I feel so bad.
The opposite of doubt is not certainty.
It's hope. Yeah. Which is a good one, honestly. Like, if someone said that speech in front of me and I didn't know what was coming, I'd be like, yeah, they got me.
Yep. Yeah. Do you know what the opposite of doubt is? It's not certainty, because nothing in this life is certain. The opposite of doubt is hope. I'm not talking about blind optimism. I'm not talking about wishful idealism. I'm talking about that stubborn thing inside each and every one of us that insists something better awaits us as long as we have the courage to keep fighting.
See, those are the words of a person who gets elected twice.
Yeah.
We can't talk politics on this. Okay, I mean, we can talk politics on this, but
yeah, this one I feel like they're gonna come up at some point, just by sheer nature of the people that are the main characters of this book.
Yeah.
No, fair. So, what do you think is going to happen when they go confront the Marauders?
I don't know if they get to confront them ever. I think they're going to have some crazy kooky times. Maybe another car gets damaged, but I don't think they'll get to confront them.
No? I
don't think so. For you, Jess?
I don't know. I feel like they will, but it's not going to be like a confrontation. Like, I feel like the Marauders are not going to want to touch it. They're just going to be like, no, this will put us on the radar. Like,
yeah,
that's also
possibly fair. I'm hoping. Yeah.
No, see, and I foresee Biden and Obama going in to like confront them, and the Marauders being like, Amtrak Joe, good to see you. We're not going to help you, but it's good to see you. I don't have to tell you anything. Okay, run along. Bye-bye.
I would like it if they made it a whole thing of them going and like helping them, and all the people that you expect to be against things helping them. This would not happen in this book. This is not how it's going to go. But if they got help from like juggalos and all these other people that are like socially spurned but are actually just fine, that'd be great.
You mean like in the movie Tangled, where it's at the Ugly Duckling and it's all the like bandit like guys, and they're all like, I've had a dream. I want to be a concert pianist.
Yeah,
we'll help you.
The one's like, I want to run for Senate one day.
I I really want the Marauders to all be secretly, what was the term he used? Hoggers?
What was
Or,
the
train spotters, rail nuts. I want them to all be like train enthusiasts. Like I want them to all secretly be train enthusiasts and be like, yeah, we had to become a motorcycle gang to like protect
Follow the
ourselves.
trains.
Yeah, it's like
Deception, or really just a group of train lovers.
we took up riding motorcycles so we could keep up and go see the world and see our favorite trains. Have you seen an AT-180 or some like nonsense thing for a train?
I mean, I feel like that would be a really great way to play this. I agree with you, even that's not how this is going to go, but I really want it to.
Yeah.
So, any other predictions for the last third of the book? Any thoughts on what you think the solution outcome is?
Esposito is the bad guy. No, that's not her name.
That's her name. That's her name.
Is it her name?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. She's the bad guy.
I don't think she's the bad guy.
Oh, fine. Now, then the other cop friend,
Capriotti?
Kappa. There we go. That
Was
one.
it the
Bad guy. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I was like, because it's a third of the way, 2/3 of the way through the book. Oh my gosh, 2/3 of the way through the book. Like, you should have already been introduced to who the bad guy is, and I can't be the minister who's not a minister because that's too obvious. So I'm like, BBC mystering these people out in my mind. Like, who is it least likely?
No one's actually the bad guy.
No one's the bad guy.
You think
no
it's
bad guy.
an actual accident?
Mm-hmm.
No bad guy. I like bad guy.
Other circumstances. There'll be someone who they're really certain is a bad guy, and maybe they're the ones who got Finn into a situation that's involved or is circling around his death, but wasn't actually the cause of his death.
See, and that's where I'm at too. See, and I think it's the other Amtrak guy that Biden talked to at the funeral, Grant. Grant was
yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about Grant. Yeah, Grant. That one.
Alvin and Finn were in on something to basically earn more money, possibly running across state lines, because you can do that on an Amtrak train. And then when Finn couldn't take it anymore, he killed himself, and Alvin and Grant covered it up with the accident.
Oh goodness, I'm not there for that one. I don't think he intentionally killed himself.
No, too funny. No, that's way too funny.
I don't know.
It does not fit the writing style. That's why I'm trying to go, like, there has to be, like, a BBC mystery type. Because I'm just trying to think of the writing style this author is going for, and it's very much like those cozy mystery kind of things. So I'm
But
like,
no,
it's gotta... I don't know.
Our quote-unquote bad guy is going to be Grant.
I'll take it. I think
I forgot about him. Yeah, him.
Someone has to be left to spill the beans about the situation that they were both in, but I don't think either of them were doing anything actually bad or like actually untoward. Just maybe something that it would be like, oh, I would never do that. But I mean, it's not illegal. Like that would be as crazy as I think that would go.
Yeah. I mean, Alvin definitely killed himself out of guilt.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so.
I feel like he did. I don't know.
Alvin definitely killed himself out of guilt with the pills.
Okay, we'll find out here.
We will.
Next time on Love of Pages.
All right. So, Jessica, where can people find you at to discuss the awful texture of warm milk?
You can find me at Twitter as JM Bailey Writes.
And Stephen, where can people find you at to discuss whether or not you should continue to steep your tea that long? Yeah,
don't try to throw your opinions my way on this one, people on the internet. But if you want to have a conversation, come find me over on Twitter. You can find me across all social media as some version of Peppermint Gentleman. And on Twitter, it's Peppermint Gent.
And you can find me with the rest of Geek Elite Media at Geek Elite Media and our Facebook page /Geek Elite Media. Archived episodes of this podcast and other podcasts can be found on our website, geekelitemedia.com. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe to us. Let us know what you think about the new intro, because we're going to be trying
new intros
that on. So feedback is welcome. And if you've got a few extra dollars these days, please jump over to Patreon and help support our network so we can continue putting out great podcasts like this and all the other podcasts on Geek Elite Media.
If you don't have any money, we will accept you just telling all of your friends, family, and loved ones about the podcast.
Yes.
Please.
Yes, please do that.
But until next time, this is the Love of Pages reminding you to keep turning those pages and always remember to
Geek out.
Geek
I
out.
was so early again.